Has Bitcoin reached its pinnacle of hyper-Bitcoinization with the dollar collapsing? Oh my God, what are we gonna do? The dollar's gone! Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is DaVinci Jeremy. I'm in the pipe 5x5, staying alive here in Dubai. I hope you're doing well. I hope you are enjoying the day. This is Monday, and we're gonna have a great week. We're gonna see Bitcoin do well, I believe. Right? I believe that Bitcoin will do well in the long term. But this week might be a little bit different. We're going to look at that in the charts, right? Because we're going to see what how the charts tell us to determine what the week will be. So we're also going to talk about hyperinflation. Is this possible in the United States? And why are people calling for it? Why are people saying that it's possible? And why are some people saying, nah, it's not possible. It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy talk. And I'm going to decide for yourself. You're going to decide for yourself whether this is real or not, right? Based on the information I give you, right? And you can look at some of the stuff up if you want to. Okay. With that said, right, we're going to be also doing some trading and figuring some trades out for the day. So if you're interested in trading, make sure you head over to bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below, where you could actually get a huge bonus. For Bybit, the first 100 people that actually deposit $100, or even if you have already followed my link, it doesn't matter. If you deposit 100 and you haven't started an account, start it up, and you haven't gotten KYC yet, do so right now. Deposit $100, do one trade, and you get $30 bonus. So that's for the first 100 people. So go ahead and do that right now. Okay, with that said, let's head on to our first news article for today, which is we're going to be going over this Bitcoin hater, or crypto hater, really. As she's saying, in her opinion, right, Mrs. Peter Schiff, beware of beware the sensible crypto crowd. They're worse than the fanatics. I don't know. Would she consider me a fanatic? It's funny how she's like, oh, beware the sensible, and then she does this, puts the clown suit. Yes, that makes you sensible, girl. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty then. Well, as you read this article, you see where she's going, right? Much as it can be enjoyable to poke fun at the crypto bros with their silly memes, irritating acronyms, puerile jokes, and frankly ridiculous ideas about the world, I have to confess, I don't believe they're the main problem. As far as I'm concerned, it's the earnest, straight-laced types who insist that we should all be taking the whole thing terribly seriously, who pose the biggest threat to our survival as rational and prosperous society. Welcome to the plague of what I call sensible crypto. Okay, let's break this down, right? She's saying that we are breaking up the survival of a rational and prosperous society. Okay, so that means our society is completely prosperous across the board, meaning that a poor person, right, from anywhere in the world can go and save their wealth, right, save their money, put it in the bank, save it, and retire with a great future, right? That's part of prosperity, right? Where if you could just basically save and not have to like risk your money, why would you want to risk your money? That would be stupid, right? However, you can't do that, right? Everybody knows that. You can't say that this is a rational and prosperous society if you can't save your money and become wealthy. You can't do that. You can't really, or not even become wealthy, be able to know that you will be able to survive on the money you've saved. Can't do that. Can't do that. No, everyone knows that. Everyone. Why is that? It's because inflation. And then why do we get inflation? It's because they print money. And why do they print money? It's because, the banks, they go down there where you save your money. Wow. So wouldn't it be sensible to use something, an asset, to save money that has rules that cannot change, that cannot all of a sudden change, in a woof, and at somebody's whim? That sounds sensible, doesn't it? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Oh boy. Scrolling down, right? She talks about an individual, right, Martin Walker, and says the crypto industry number one objective is to sell crypto and to legitimize it. Martin Walker, a long-time crypto critic and the director of the Bank of Finance at the Center of Evidence-Based Management, tells me, if CBDCs actually took off, it would totally destroy one of the crypto narratives. Okay. So one of the crypto narratives that he's referring to is that the fast transactions, right? He only talks about one, right? Because it's only one that the CBDCs will provide. The average person is being able to do fast transaction. However, one of the other narratives that it does not provide is freedom to choose what you're going to buy, when you're going to buy it, right? That gets taken away. Also, what gets taken away is that you cannot transact worldwide, most likely with this currency. This is not going to work. You lose freedom, and hey, if they shut down, they can shut it down at any time, and too bad for you. So whilst you can't shut down Bitcoin, you can shut down the CBDCs. Oh boy. Also, they don't solve the inflation problem where hey, you know what? I want to save in these CBDCs, ensure that I can actually have wealth in my future. No, they're going to actually do negative interest rates with CBDCs, meaning that they're going to take money from your account if you don't spend it. How do you like them apples? How do you like them sensible systems? Oh boy. Wow. Anyways, continue here. They might use real words and speak in complete sentences. They might turn up at bank conferences and speak somberly about financial inclusion. But we must see crypto crowd for what they really are. Snake oil salesmen in sensible clothing. Ooh, wow. All right, well, that's her opinion, of course. My opinion of our financial system is the opposite. I believe anybody trying to sell our financial system as a way, the right way, is the snake oil salesperson. And I see that clearly because, hey, if you're told to save your money and you're going to have money for retirement, and you don't, and most people won't because our system is designed and rigged against them, that's not a system that you should be selling, right? It's just me. All right, so moving on, there's another hater here who's saying that crypto was afraid to show its face at the SXSW 2023. In 2022, I couldn't escape the scoffing and atmosphere of crypto enthusiasm, a convention that touted itself as a nexus of art and technology. It seemed fertile ground for the seemingly growing NFT community. This year, I couldn't barely find a mention of crypto, and the few who did bring it up seemed embarrassed to do so. The strategy of non-acknowledgement might just be the future of crypto. I'm like, okay. Yeah, we had a bad year in crypto. It happens after a bull run. That's the way it is. And they just want to, there are haters out there who believe in their financial system. They believe in our current scamming system and want to support it. But crypto is here to stay, and even he knows it. I doubt any of this means crypto is dead or dying. The tech has been around in some form or another for over a decade, and public interest in it comes in waves. However, its subdued presence at the SXSW suggests its advocates had learned a powerful lesson from the previous year. The best way to evangelize crypto outside of the tech bubble is to hope you can convince people to pay no attention to the blockchain behind the curtain. Okay, I get it. Yeah, because, it goes in waves, right? Comes up, pumps up, and then crashes back down, and everybody's like, oh my God, just lost so much money, oh my gosh. Yes, people are going to lose money because they don't understand that you shouldn't be coming in to buy when everybody else is. Right now is the time to buy. Right now is the time to dollar cost average in, because there's not a lot of people in here. And there's still haters like this telling you, hey, stay away. This is the time that you should be interested in crypto, not when everybody else is. Okay? Get it right. Because that's the wrong time to be interested in crypto. That's the time to sell your crypto. And yes, you're saying, well, wait a second. Don't you say HODL? Yes, I do say HODL. HODL a certain percentage of your crypto. Yes, and then some of it you will sell in order to enjoy your life. Because you know what? The objective of money is not to have a whole bunch of digits in your bank account or digits on your wallet, your MetaMask wallet or your Bitcoin wallet. It's to enjoy it. You want what it can buy. And so this is why you should spend some of it when Bitcoin goes higher. So maybe even the amount that you put in, you should spend that instead. There you go. And then let the rest ride. Crypto Industries hopes Coinbase lawsuit can ease SEC oversight. When I first saw the title of this, I thought it was the lawsuit against them saying that they're doing securities. But this is more interesting, actually. Why a former Coinbase manager pled guilty earlier this year to provide his brother and a friend a tip that netted them nearly $1.5 million. He's also facing a civil suit by the Securities Exchange Commission, which says some of the assets in the case were securities. The Wall Street Journal note that while the outcome of the case probably won't change Y's future, he's facing jail time. It could change digital assets regulation. And I was like, what? This is interesting. How so? That's because the motion seeking to dismiss the lawsuit argues that the SEC doesn't have standing because Coinbase assets aren't securities. After all, Y's lawyers contended their client was charged with conspiracy to commit wire fraud, not securities fraud. Whoops! Okay, so what's the difference, right? Well, because they're charging him with wire fraud covers a wide range of illegal activities, all which involve the deception of investors and manipulation of financial markets, right? So did he manipulate financial markets? No, he didn't. I don't think. Well, you could say he did, right? I mean, it's hard to say because if you give somebody a tip and they make $1 million, did you manipulate financial markets? Maybe. Also, high yield and investments fraud, Ponzi schemes, and pyramids. Well, that's up to the law. But basically, what they're saying is they charged him with wire fraud. And so since he pled guilty to wire fraud and they accepted that as the charge, that was a securities fraud, right? So he didn't manipulate markets. He did wire fraud. So, sorry. Wire fraud is a criminal act. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure this, yeah. That's why I was thinking. I'm pretty sure it was wire fraud that I mixed them up. I wanted to switch this around. But anyways, wire fraud is a criminal act of fraud or an attempt to commit fraud with the aid of some form of electronic communication such as telephone or computer or a communications facility. Yes, exactly. I believe he did commit wire fraud, not securities fraud. This is securities fraud. And so, because of that, that might mean crypto is not a security. Oh boy, the SEC is in trouble with this case. Oh boy, because if they accept it, right, the charge, then crypto's not securities. Interesting. Okay, so let's get on with crypto pundits romance, the hyperinflation and dollar death narrative. Is it a real scare? Well, let me tell you something. Okay, this guy, he's obviously probably against it, right? Probably, and as far as I can tell, right, when I read through this article, narrative among crypto bulls are ephemeral except one. Bitcoin, BTC, is an antidote to the unconventional Federal Reserve monetary policy. Yeah. Duh. Okay. You have a system where the monetary policy changes whenever they feel like it, and a system where, hey, you know what? These are the rules. You know what they are. They can't change. So, which one's better? Playing a financial game that you know the rules of, or a financial game you don't know the rules of, and they can change at the whim of one person? It's clear. What's the better alternative? Scrolling down, right, he says the death of the dollar fears are overblown, right? And like currency devaluation imports inflation from abroad, right, raising the general prices in the economy. History, however, tells us that investors tend to flock into dollar-denominated assets during times of stress, including those caused by stateside issues. You know what? He's absolutely correct. That is true. Right? People flock to the dollar when their situation gets bad. And because, there's nowhere else to go. Now, what happened because of that? The Federal Reserve are emboldened. Right? They know that we can print as much money and you're still going to come to us. You're still coming to us. Right? That's a belief that confidence cannot be lost no matter what they do. They can print whatever they want, break any rules they want, and you still buy the dollar. But the reality is that the confidence can be lost. It has happened before, and it will happen again. It always ends for fiat currencies that get printed without rules. And since the United States can print as much money as they want, and since the banks are all insolvent and going to collapse because they've made sure that that's going to happen, we know that they're going to bail out the banks and they're going to print more money. And because of that, the holders of dollars might not like that. Or dollar-denominated debt. And they might want to sell those dollar-denominated debt, especially since they're holding it with negative interest rates. We see where I'm going here? So, with that case, we could have, a run on the dollar. And if we have a run on the dollar, what can the United States government do? That's right, they could freeze all dollar transfers outside of the United States. You're like, they'd never do that. Do you remember how we've had some articles recently talking about how, that the dollar transfers between crypto exchanges are not possible anymore? All the crypto exchanges have shut down your ability to do wire transfers to them of dollars and do wire transfers back to you of dollars around the world. So don't tell me it's not possible. They will freeze the dollar. They will freeze your dollars. And when that happens, since the dollar is the world reserve currency, we can see people piling into Bitcoin. Now, he goes on to point out the banking crisis is deflationary. And I know I've been blathering on for a while here, so I'm going to make this short. Okay. Yes, it is. If you don't bail out the banks. It's deflationary if you don't bail out the banks. Right? The money will disappear, and then there won't be enough money and prices will go up. That is 100% true. But what are they doing? They're bailing out the banks. That makes it inflationary. You see the difference there? Ridiculous. Oh boy. Crypto is banned in China, but Binance employees support volunteers, tell people how to bypass the ban. I think this is a good thing, right? I think it's very important that people who are in a oppressed society have access, financial access, because then if they do have financial access, that means more people with wealth can help the rest of us, right? Because unfortunately it's usually criminals, but there are people, good people in this group that will get out of poverty and help others get out of poverty as well, and help all of us. Because if China becomes the world's reserve currency, the rest of us are screwed. Because they'll be able to build up their military, and they're not going to sit back and do nothing with that. Okay, so get that straight through your head. And that would be a disaster worldwide, because they would come for us, because they can't have a free society outside of their borders and a controlled society inside their borders, because everybody's going to want to get out, right? So they have to bring a controlled society outside their borders to make sure that there is no escape. Got it? Okay, so that's why you want the Chinese to have this. You want the customers to have access to VPNs and control of their own wealth, so that they can actually, hopefully, one day take over and control the government. All right, I'm going to end that here, because it's time for us to do some TA quickly, and then we're going to end the show, because I've been blathering on. I'm having lots of fun with this. But anyways, Bitcoin, right? We had a lot of chop over the weekend. You can see that it bounced again off of this rising trend line that I drew a long time ago, because it was a clear trend line that it was part of what's called a megaphone, but now the megaphone has turned into, it's broken through the megaphone, and it's on the other side of the megaphone, and it's holding that trend line. Now, unfortunately, this is not good. This right here, this is really not good sign. This is lower highs, and so this does not look good. Looks like Bitcoin is going to roll over. Now, the positive sign of this is, where can Bitcoin go? You can see, if we take a Fibonacci level from the last turn, which is right down here. So the 38.2 and the 200 period moving average for the 400 is going to come up to meet each other. So likelihood is that we're going to come down to the 38.2, which is okay, because we could bounce off of that and then retry the 28k 28k5 level, which is in this red zone. Then we should have another crack at it. That's all right. There's no guarantees that that's going to happen, but that's the most likely scenario at this point in time. Why is it the most likely scenario at this point in time? Well, I pointed out something else to one of my traders, and here, take a look at this crazy fact. If we were to do a fib level from here to here, I think I got that right, the right top there. There you go. Look at this crazy thing. There we go. Look at that. It actually hit the 61.8 exactly on the button. So, and if you actually know, I think that was not the high. There it is right there. You can see that it's actually, there it is right there. Boom, 61.8. So with that said, the 1.618, sorry. With that said, that indicates clearly that was the top for this particular move from this low to this high. So the odds are now that we will have to retest the low, retest the 38.2, or even come down as low as the 61.8, unfortunately. Why? Because also the daily is down there. The daily 200 period moving average is probably going to come up there. Let me just clean up some of this. Yeah, so the daily, by the time we get down there, the daily would come up to the $23,000 mark. If this comes down over time, right? Because it's not going to be easy. This is not going to be a quick downward move just yet. It's going to probably go chop sideways for a while and then break. So look out for that. So you can trade the chop for a while, but right now this looks like a breakdown to 38.2 or 61.8 are likely candidates for Bitcoin. Okay, so with that said, if you want to trade this, you could head over to bybit.davincij15.com or okx.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. Okay, let's finish off with Ethereum. Ethereum again looks pretty much the same. There's this sideways action. Let's head over to 4-hour. 200 period average is going to rise up to the 38.2. So that's the most likely target. You see there's a support level here. So odds of us coming down to the 38.2 is extremely high. Can it hold it? Probably not. We're probably going to have to come back down to 61.8, which is not so bad. You can see there's a lot of support here. And so a bounce at 61.8 is the most likely target for Ethereum going forward. Okay, all right, thanks for watching. Thanks for all for being here today. I really appreciate everybody coming out to watch my videos are done extremely well. Make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, and I appreciate all of you out there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.